Hey everybody, SPOOFOMANIA here, and as you may know, over the past 2 days, they've come out with nominations for the SAG Awards and the Golden Globes, and I'm just going to be running down the list of some snubs and some surprises from the nominations. So I'm just going to start off by saying that from the Golden Globe Awards, The Artist led with 6 nominations, while The Help and The Descendants were tied with 5. So now I'm just going to jump right into the surprises. One of the biggest surprises I thought was just Ides of March in general. It wasn't nominated for that many SAG awards, but at the Golden Globes it did so great. George Clooney got a Best Directing nomination and even a Best Screenplay nomination for the movie too. And also Gosling, who I thought would be nominated for Drive, was actually nominated for Ides of March, which was pretty surprising. And I thought he was better in Drive, but they were still both very good movies. And also, I was really surprised to see Ryan Gosling nominated for Crazy Stupid Love, but I was also really happy about it because I love that movie so much. I think it's so underrated, and I even think it deserved to be nominated for Best Comedy, like the musical category too. So that's the first surprise. Also, another surprise that I really liked was Jonah Hill being nominated for Moneyball in both the SAG Awards and the Golden Globes, which was really cool because he wasn't really a favorite going into either one of them. And now that he's gotten 2 nominations, it's giving me hope that he might even get an Oscar nomination. But I guess we'll see. And I'm really glad he was nominated. That's one of my favorite things so far from the Golden Globe and SAG. So also, I think Michael Fassbender was kind of looked over by the SAG Awards, but the Golden Globes did the right thing. They nominated him for Shame. He had a really good year this year with X-Men, and Shame was great too. So yeah, he definitely deserved that nomination, and I think he's an up and comer. One day he's gonna be so big. So I think it's great they nominated him. Also, I was really surprised to see 50-50 nominated, cause and I was really glad about this too, because it's probably my favorite movie of the year, and I think it's also another pretty underrated movie. It didn't do that great at the box office, and I was really surprised and happy to see it nominated for a Golden Globe. Also to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt get a nomination, which I was kind of expecting because he was so good in the movie. But yeah, it was great to see 50-50 getting some recognition. Also, one of the last surprises was Arthur Christmas getting a Best Animated Movie nomination, and I was really glad about this too because Arthur Christmas was a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, it's so good. Just check it out. And also, just one more surprise. I was kind of disappointed to see Albert Brooks looked over for Drive for the SAG Awards, but then it was great. Golden Globes nominated him for Drive, and I hope he wins, even though he's a long shot. I really hope he does win because he was really good in Drive, and also Christopher Plummer was really good in The Beginners, and he's my favorite. But I guess we'll see. So now moving on to the snubs. I'm going to say the first snub, and probably the most well known, is Steven Spielberg for Warhorse. He really deserved the nomination. He was a favorite to get the nomination, probably not to win, but to at least get the nomination. He was looking pretty good to get it. And I heard Warhorse was such a good movie, and I heard it was just shot so beautifully. So it's kind of a shame that it was looked over. But at least Warhorse was nominated for Best Drama, and also I think it was nominated for Best Score too. So at least they got those 2 nominations. And also, I already said this, but Ryan Gosling for Drive, I think he was looked over. I would have rather seen him get nominated for Drive than Ides of March. But yeah, you already know that. But also, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Altogether, as a movie, I just felt it was overlooked. Stephen Daldry, who directed it, he's a great director, and he didn't get a nomination for it. And so I think that movie as a whole was just kind of looked over. And also, although I was really glad to see 50-50 get 2 nominations, I was kind of disappointed to see Will Reiser not to get a screenplay nomination, because I really love the screenplay in that movie. It's so good, and you can really tell that the screenplay is written by someone who's gone through that experience. And Will Reiser, this is pretty much his story with battling with cancer. And also, I thought Melissa McCarthy was kind of snubbed for Bridesmaids. And I say that because Melissa McCarthy has had a big year, and Bridesmaids is one of the few movies this year that I could really laugh out loud at, and especially the scenes with her. I was just in stitches. I was laughing so hard. And I could watch her scenes over and over again. I just thought she was so great in that movie, and that she really deserved a nomination. even though she was looked over for the Golden Globe, but not by the SAG Awards. The SAG Awards actually nominated her, but hopefully she gets an Oscar nomination, which would be really cool. But also, I think The Muppets was looked over for, I think like Best Original Song is the category they call it. Just there's so many great songs in that movie, and that's another one of my favorites this year. And I'm kind of surprised to see it wasn't nominated for at least like Life's a Happy Song or what's the other one? Pictures in My Head, which were both great songs. I was also hoping it would kind of be nominated for Best Comedy, even though I knew that would be more of a long shot. But still, I kind of feel like that movie was looked over. And now, just really quickly, I'm going to move on to TV. And I feel like the three shows that were kind of snubbed were Breaking Bad for drama, which is probably the best drama show on TV right now. And for comedy, I thought Parks and Recreation and Community were both looked over. And Parks and Recreation is a show that I like watching. I think the quality's gone a little bit downhill, but I still enjoy the show. But Community, on the other hand, is such a well-written and witty show. It's one of my favorites on TV right now. And the thing I don't get is why isn't it getting any nominations for like any award shows? Because it hasn't been nominated for any Emmys. It hasn't been nominated for uh, any Golden Globe awards or anything else. And it just it's disappointing because I think one of my favorite characters of all time is Abed, who's played by Daniel Pudi, and he hasn't even like gotten a nomination, which is really just it's not right. So yeah, once again, I think those three shows were very much snubbed. And now I'm just going to move to the SAG Awards and saying who was snubbed and some surprises there. And I really only came up with two. And I think the biggest snub from the SAG Awards was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's one thing that wasn't nominated for like Best Supporting Actor. For I thought Alan Rickman might get a nomination, even though I knew that was a little bit like out there. But what I was really surprised about is like it wasn't nominated for Best Cast like any of the years. It's not like it was just like looked over this year, but like there has been no Harry Potter movie that has been nominated for Best Cast in a Motion Picture. And I think that the cast is just so big and they work so well together. There's such good chemistry that I don't really get this. And Lord of the Rings, which was also a very well-reviewed series, they actually won a SAG Award for Best Cast, so I'm not really sure why like Harry Potter has been looked over, but that's just one snub I thought. And also the final thing is one surprise at the SAG Awards, which was Armie Hammer being nominated for J. Edgar. And Armie Hammer, I really like him. I thought he was great in The Social Network playing the Winklevoss twins. And in J. Edgar, I actually didn't see it, but I heard it got mixed reviews, and I heard the performances were really good. And I guess I was more kind of surprised and happy to see him nominated. But yeah, those are my snubs and surprises. I'm probably going to do the same thing when the Oscar nominations come out. Also, just one quick thing. Just check out this guy's channel. His name is Like It's My Job, and he's posting a lot of reviews, and he's trying to like start up his channel, so just check him out. He's in the description. And also, on this video, just comment like, what do you think were some of the snubs and surprises? I'm kind of curious to see. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.